All right, numbers seem to be slowing down here, so that is a good indication to go and get started. So thank you again to everyone who's with us, joining us today on our webinar. I'm definitely seeing some familiar faces here. But as you'll see in the bottom of option, you'll see a Q&A section right there. We'll save any time at the end to answer questions if time allows. You can always just whenever write a question into that Q&A box. If we don't get to it at the end of the session here, we'll make sure we follow up and get that question answered for you. We'll also have a recording of today's session that will be available to everyone here. Great, so let's go ahead and jump into it. Just an introduction for myself. My name is Zach Herrmann. I'm a payment specialist here at PracticePanther. I've been with the company for over 2 years now. I originally started on the account management side of things, opening up our customer success team. So over the years, I've seen PracticePanther help firms streamline their internal processes. I've spoken to hundreds of lawyers, and the repeating theme across our most successful PracticePanther firms are the ones that are taking full advantage of every feature we have readily available, from client intake to payment functionality. So today I'm excited to go over some tips how we're going to automate that intake and payment process so that we make sure your firm gets paid to start off this year strong. Real quick on PracticePanther, in case we have any new clients here or clients that are shopping around, we are an all-in-one law practice management software. We build all our features natively, which we'll be discussing today, in the system so that you can keep everything related to your cases and matters, clients. It's all on one software. We help law firms automate their practices and get more done in less time. Time is money, especially in the legal space here. So it's always important to have a tech stack that works for your firm, and everyone on your team is essential to help you get things done efficiently. Clients are kept in the loop if they're all managed under one cohesive software, and ultimately just creates a good user experience for you and your clients. So that's just a high-level overview. Today, what we're going to be discussing is how we take advantage of these features that we're laying out here, starting with what the current state of onboarding clients looks like in the legal space, and some ways that we've identified you to get your clients from top of the funnel and ultimately converted into a paying customer of yours. So as I mentioned, first we're going to start off with the current state of onboarding clients. A lot of conversations I have with new customers coming on to the PracticePanther, they mention to me that they have some sort of paper intake system set up in place in their office for their clients to fill out. And I always tend to ask them, how much time they think they could be saving just by getting these forms to their clients in a simpler, more digestible way. So the negative effects of having these paper intakes is you always have the risk of ineligible handwriting leading to incorrect data entry. It's time consuming, it's old, it's tedious. Not to mention that information that's filled out on paper, that doesn't automatically populate into the software that you use to manage your business. So it's hard to keep track of lead generation, and not to mention the environmental impact this has by going all on paper. Other firms that I speak to that are first getting signed up are relying on some sort of third-party digital intake form that's not native to the software they're currently using. That tends to bog down production when you're relying on multiple softwares to run your business. Again, it's not as automated. PracticePanther is always trying to automate and streamline your firm. With those third parties, you run the risk of not having a one-to-one connection, meaning that contact records, matter records aren't always updated in an appropriate manner in your current case management system. And third-party softwares may not fit the look and feel of your firm's brand. If you're getting these forms embedded on your website or in your email signature, you always run that risk. So other online intake forms will be an additional cost, but as I'm mentioning here, PracticePanther is that all-in-one solution, and we provide the intake forms on your business plan if you're part of that subscription. So just to quickly walk through the power of the intake and how easy it is to set this up, you'd be saving a lot of time for your firm just by getting this created right off the bat, spending some time to figure out which questions you want to ask your customer so that it's super easy for them to fill out and they can just send it right back to you. So you can just populate the form with a selection of various fields or questions for information. You'll see the example we have here, just a pro tip. You want to keep it short. This is a pivotal time in capturing a lead. They're filling out a prospective new client intake. You want to make this experience as seamless as possible, making sure they're not bouncing off of the intake page because they run into any sort of hiccup. So this is the top of the sales funnel. You want to, keep them moving along. And you would do that just by making it easy to capture the necessary info to start this process. So you can also follow up once these are created. Forms can be used to automatically update client matters and details in PracticePanther. If they're a new client or not in your PracticePanther account, it'll automatically populate with their information, create a new contact for you, or you can set it up so that it updates any existing contacts. The next slide here, breaking down the next steps in the intake process for your firm. You can name the intake form that you're using, and you can notify the appropriate members of your team who should be working on this case. So you can, like I mentioned, categorize a name that accurately reflects the purpose of this form, and then all clients created by this form get automatically tagged. We have a tag feature that will automatically apply to that contact, so then you can always yield results whenever you're looking for them based on the type of tag or category that you use. You'll see as well, we have the advanced options. So this is great for that lead management that we were talking about. You can assign this contact to whomever you think is appropriately suited to work on the case for this firm, for your firm, sorry. And this will automatically populate in their agenda on PracticePanther, in their activities. So they know that they have an open task, they get the notification, and now they're ready to reach out to the client and strike when the iron's hot, so to speak. It's always better to be swift with capturing your leads, and this is a great way to get on top of that. Okay, the next slide here, we're going to talk about just building out the intake. Super easy. The next step in the process here, you just connect the fields. All you need to do is tell PracticePanther where you want each piece of information to live within the contact when that customer submits a form. And for each question on your form, you can link it with an existing field in PracticePanther, including any custom fields that you make. So you get to choose where this information is routed into PracticePanther. As I mentioned, you can assign, again, who in the firm should be assigned and responsible for following up with this lead or contact, just to help push along that through your sales funnel. And then you can make sure the create new contact is set to yes. You'll see in these advanced options on the right side of the screen here. Another pro tip that I'm dishing out here, you can create a new matter from this as well, not just a contact, but if they haven't retained you, you don't have to select create a new contact. They haven't hired you on to do any sort of legal work for them. You can just keep them in the system just as a contact, tag them as a prospect, so you know the difference between your prospective clients and your current client base. So this is a great way, again, to manage your leads and potential business deals down the road in PracticePanther. So now let's talk about sharing this intake form. A theme that we're going to start hitting on here is how easily you can get any of this info to your client, get it in front of them so they can fill it out, and you have just a better chance of retaining their business. So you can readily make these intake forms available for your clients just by selecting which intake form you want to send to them. You can build out templates that pertain to whatever type of case or practice the customer falls under. PracticePanther, you'll see on the screen, generates a link for you that you can simply copy and share. You'll see there's a tab as well that says embed. This is a really cool feature and something that we were alluding to in the beginning when we were talking about top of funnel. you have the ability to embed this link on your website. So if a prospective client sees you on any sort of marketing channels and they go then to your website, how do you keep them on the website long enough to make a purchase or sign up or enter an info? If you make this intake readily available for them, they don't have to go anywhere else. They can just fill out the info right on your page. And then again, that continues to push them down the funnel, allowing you to follow up, so on, get them in some sort of cadence to close. So now that that's taken care of and this client has filled out all that necessary information, and you have some sort of verbal agreement in place, you vetted through, spoken with them, and there's some sort of verbal agreement in place, the firms that I speak to have been telling me this next feature is key in that retention process, and that's our recently released e-signature. So sticking with PracticePanther's value proposition and offering that all-in-one solution, we recently launched our e-signature feature, which obviously removes the need for slow paper-based workflows. So not only are we getting rid of your paper intake form, there's no more paper agreements. You can manage both of these aspects of your business within your PracticePanther account. So you can create, send, store electronically signed forms, agreements, and documents all in one place. This allows you to operate anywhere, at any time, from any device. So if you have to get an agreement out very quickly, it's late at night, a client shoots you over a text saying they're ready to go, you have this all queued up in your PracticePanther account and ready to get it over to them. For your firm, this is the first step in getting your client's signature for agreement. And based on firms that I've spoken to, just being on the payment side of things, it's always good practice to get some sort of contract in place before working, as it can help resolve issues that may come up later in the process, such as chargebacks or whatever the case may be, which segues actually into the next topic here, converting your client from a prospect to now a paying customer. How do you as a firm continue to move that prospect down that sales funnel? You give your client a super easy way to pay you once that agreement is in place. You receive the signature and they're ready to pay. Now, with just another couple clicks of a button, you can send them their payment link. This is called our one link feature. We support multiple accounts. If you have multiple firm locations, you can have multiple one link templates to send to the appropriate customer. But essentially, you can create a personalized link specific to your firm or account. And with just a few clicks, you can get a payment request link out to your customer. Again, what we were just talking about, it's staying top of mind. You get the signature back, and as soon as that signature is back, you then can send them their payment link, and it's easy to go right in front of them immediately. You can get paid in your sleep, generate and close these leads quickly. They don't even have to be an existing client. We've been talking about sending these to prospective clients. You send them this payment link, they fill out the necessary info, and then they are a contact in your PracticePanther account. Very automated. There's no double entry of any data. Everything just populates right into PracticePanther. In these payment links, you don't have to specify. You can specify a certain amount, or you can allow the amount to be optional. And if you have some sort of agreement with your client, you can leave a personalized note. This is always key whenever I'm speaking with my customers. I make sure that they're adding these personalized messages here, because it just makes the client feel more heard, more respected, especially when you're asking for some sort of payment. You want to make them feel like this is a comfortable experience for them, and they can trust you with their money. So I always recommend putting some sort of personal note. It just makes it easier to retain their business. And even this morning, I spoke with a firm who walked me through their current process in PracticePanther. They had just signed up with payments, and I was just going through a training with them and I wanted to see how they've been able to be so successful. And one of the things that they mentioned to me was following this process here. Once we get the information on the intake, we then immediately have someone reach out to the client with an automated task that's generated for us. Then we can send the agreement out to the contact. We get the signature back, and then immediately we can send over the client a request to pay the retainer. So on the next slide here, the next piece that our customers find effective in closing business quickly is getting that retainer request payment out to them as soon as possible. So firms typically will use this feature for consultation fees or retainer payments. This is awesome because you don't have to create an invoice for this. You can just route money directly into whatever bank account you want for that appropriate contact. So capture payments and payment methods at critical times, like if they're on your website, you have payment link there. If you're not in the office or you sent them over an agreement, you can put the retainer agreement in the actual document. So now, being powered by PracticePanther, you can get a signature on that document and get a payment all in one. So this obviously is great for not only your firm, because we're reducing the tediousness of entering data, but it's also creating a seamless first experience for your customer. You include that one link payment somewhere in your retainer agreement. We all know that paying a bill is so daunting as it is. By allowing your customer to easily punch in their credit card information, either over the phone or if they're right on their phone and they can have it stored into their autofill feature on their smartphone, it's super important just to get this in front of them as soon as possible so they don't bounce, they don't go somewhere else. They have no reason to. They haven't had one hiccup and they can enter all of their information in. You can even get paid before they respond. They just go right to that link and enter in their payment, and then it's posted into your PracticePanther account. And just, of course, to quickly mention too, document template feature within PracticePanther. You can just generate these documents with our document template feature so that you're really getting rid of all sort of manual labor. So not only are we making this process easier for a customer, like I said, we're taking that manual work away from your firm as well, saving you further time on data entry. The money collected from these, just in terms of functionality, the money collected from these retainer requests will be stored as a credit or retainer in the selected operating or trust account and ready to be billed against. So you're not even having to manually apply or anything like that. It's all ready to go. It will apply the payment and it will automatically post in PracticePanther. So that is just one cool feature that we have. And then it ties into this really awesome step I think our business took by introducing text messaging on the business plan at PracticePanther. So now that we can provide you with links to easily send to your clients, you can text these links right from PracticePanther to your client. Just another easy way, removing all barriers of entry to get payment. Many people have smartphones nowadays. So this is just a great way, add another way to get a payment link in front of your client in a more creative way here through texting. So you can chat instantly with clients. You can create a unique firm phone number for your business. It's built right into the software. Again, this is all built by PracticePanther. There are no third-party subscriptions. There are no long-term plans needed. So you can request the payment through text with these one links, and we've seen some nice collection boosts from firms they've reported by just allowing them to send these links out via text message. And then obviously you can track time spent in the conversation right in the texting dashboard so that you can convert anything into a time entry and then start billing against it. So we discussed some ways to get these payments linked to your clients. Let's discuss what it looks like on their end. We talk about how important it is to create a memorable experience for your client. So we want to make sure everything is as seamless as possible for them. So you can set a specific amount or leave the payment blank so that when your client comes to fill it in, they can just enter in whatever details necessary. You can see in the screenshot here an example of a specific payment amount sent to $150. One link will have fields requesting your client's contact info. Each time they access this link to fulfill any sort of payment you send, the information they provide in the one link form will be used to associate the payment if it's an existing client in our system, in your PracticePanther account, sorry. Or like I mentioned too, it can create them as a new client for you automatically if there isn't a match. So again, just another way that we can help with lead generation and your firm on your outreach and follow-up to close business. Your clients can pick 3 different payment methods: credit card, e-check by signing into their bank, or e-check by inputting their account and routing numbers, or ACH direct deposit. So this is such a simple way to have your clients pay you. And they're already doing this on their own when they're purchasing from online retailers. Like I just mentioned, I know I have my credit card stored on my phone, so it's easy to go whenever I'm making any sort of purchase. Again, it's you want to strike when the iron's hot, and you want to make it easy for your customer to pay you, so they don't even have to think about it. They know that they're getting into a good partnership with you and your firm just based on how you have onboarded them. Sticking with the theme of e-payments here, we have some general statistics on the value of using an online payment processor. So we recently released a report that found our customers who use e-payments on average collect their invoices 20.4% faster than firms who are not on some sort of e-payment processor. And for those same firms, they were able to experience a 6.4% increase in collection. So they were able to close down that turnaround time from prospect to closed business relatively quickly, and with the tools that we're able to provide all on one platform. Again, it just all stems from creating as much visibility as possible to your customers with these payment links. So that segues into how some of our more successful firms are using these payment links to reach these numbers that we're just discussing. So one way is on your firm's website. We've touched upon it. You know, if your customers are looking you up on Google or whatever search engine, and they happen to get to your website, how do you keep them from bouncing? How do you keep them from staying on your site and fulfilling either an intake form or sending a payment? You can embed it on your website. This is a client that we have a photo right here of what their Pay Now button looks like on their site. You can see it's super clean, fits with the branding that they have, and overall just sending one cohesive message to your client that to the prospective client that you can trust this firm. This comes in handy when you're meeting a new client in passing, or catching potential leads on your website. Having a retain us or schedule us consultation payment button on your site just makes them stickier to your website and reduces that churn and bounce rate. The next piece that you can add this payment link is in your email signature. So I'm sure, as I speak to many of my customers who are lawyers, almost exclusively over email if we're not on the phone, communicating with them via this channel, email channel. And it would be good practice to put this in email signature, this payment link in your email signature. They'll be able to see it has all of your contact information right there, as well as an easy way for you to get paid. You see a pretty cool example that we used here, sticking with the theme of one link, how we can support multiple accounts or multiple locations. In this example, we have 2 different links, one for existing clients and one for new clients. So we can support that, make it super easy for your clients to pay. And again, this is just a great way to add that visibility of that payment link to your clients. You can send personalized message with each link as well. Again, I was talking about that earlier. It's just a great way to build rapport with your customers. If it feels personalized, they don't just feel like some sort of number. They feel like there's actually an established relationship there. It's always good to have some sort of message like there just so they can expect, they know what to expect, maybe working with you or during the onboarding process. And another cool way that customers are collecting, and this is actually kind of a creative idea that one of my customers presented to me on a call a few months ago, that I actually recommend to my customers moving forward if they're asking, what other firms are doing to be successful. This one firm that I spoke with, they created a payment link for seasonal discounts. So they were able to significantly increase their collection rate at the end of the year. This firm's pain was they mentioned to me that they're having trouble with existing clients replenishing retainers in a timely or consistent manner. So they devised a plan where they would create urgency with these seasonal discounts. So you can create discounts for special occasions, holidays, anniversaries, founding of the firm, etc. And this is a win-win for both you and your client because, one, it's a limited time offer and your clients will want to snag a deal. And two, you'll get paid on time. It'll create urgency for them to close that loop and you can finally get paid. So like I mentioned, I started implementing this within my book of business of some firms that I work with. And we've seen great success for customers who have offered this type of limited discount. The clients were more engaged when they sent out this. They realized that there was a fire set underneath them, that they have to take advantage of this deal, and they were able to close. So you can easily create these discount offers, have everything tracked in one place within PracticePanther. You can name the discount, something you can use to reference in the future in case you want to run any sort of marketing campaign around it. And again, you can specify that it is a lower amount than what they're expecting to pay. So you can reflect that discount there to build transparency. And another cool tip here that this firm actually told me they do is they include a note. They actually discontinue or turn off this one link template at the end of the year, so that if a client didn't take advantage of the deal and they go in at the new month and click on the link, it's a broken link that they have to then message you saying, hey, didn't take advantage of this deal. Sorry, I wasn't able to fill it in a timely manner. And then you started another conversation then about closing their business and just puts you in a better position. And then the final way here, not the final way, sorry, but the next way that we're going to discuss are payment plans, which are one of my favorite features that we have here, because common ways as it stands right now to request payments are through the invoice. You can run a card in person, over the phone, those payment links that we discussed. But this recurring payment plan feature within PracticePanther gives your clients the flexibility and option of paying a plan at their own pace and an agreed amount set of terms. So you can just simply set the plan and forget it. Set it and forget it. Your clients will love it because they don't have to do anything. Their payment method will be stored in your PracticePanther account, and it will draw from that either weekly, monthly, at a fixed rate, whatever you agree upon with your customer. So this is good too for customers that are scared by the large upfront costs of retaining a lawyer. Payment plans just make the bill more digestible for your client and ultimately easier to retain. And the final way here are through invoices. So the most traditional way, sending an invoice through PracticePanther, you can email the invoice to your contact with just a few clicks. You can choose who the recipient is. If there's multiple recipients, we can support that as well. And then you can simply just click that email button and it is out to your client. So these are some of the ways that we've discussed here, that firms are fully owning their entire sales process from start to finish, all with one software, PracticePanther. Our system now allows you to automatically gather information from a prospective client, create a follow-up cadence to win their business, send and receive an official agreement once something is in place, collect that payment from your customer, track the work you do from your customer, and then send out a bill all on one software, relying on one team, one cohesive unit to move forward and impact your bottom line here. On this next slide, we're excited to offer for firms that are with us right now and registered a $500 cashback bonus for PracticePanther payments, if you choose to sign up. So we want to make sure that your firm is starting this year strong. And we fully believe that tackling this intake process and introducing in payments to the conversation early is the key way to do this. So just as an incentive we're running here, we're offering $500 cash back on processing fees for a limited time. So if you submit your application in within these next couple of days, you'll see the deadline is February 8th at the end of the business day. If you submit your application in, we'll add this $500 cashback promotion to your account. And the way it works is once you reach $500 in processing fees, we'll credit this back into your account. So it's really just a risk-free way of getting started within PracticePanther and taking full advantage of all of our full product suite. Okay, so that was a lot. I know I threw a ton at everyone here. We just ran through the best ways to boost revenue and save time through intake automation, allowing your customers to get paid, allowing you to get paid quickly by your customers by making it as easy as possible. If you are new to PracticePanther, you don't have an account yet, feel free to reach out. Go to the website practicepanther.com/demo so you can set up a demonstration of our system with a dedicated rep on our end. If you're a current customer and you have any questions, we will be doing some follow-ups, like I mentioned, and we will be sending out the recording of this information here to you shortly. So we'll be in touch for sure. But just taking a look at the Q&A section, looks like we had some questions come up that I can quickly address here. How do I get set up on payments? And like I said, I'll follow up with people. You can feel free to reach out to me when getting started with Panther payments. I can walk you through that application and get the promotion activated onto your account. Shoot me an email, Zachary@practicepanther.com. Are there any additional rates when it comes to text message? No, there are no additional rates. It's only available on our business tier, but like I said, it's just available on that tier, but no additional rates whatsoever. If I'm new to PracticePanther, can I get some assistance setting up? Yeah, we offer, absolutely. We offer training sessions, either 30-minute or 60-minute training sessions. You can open up with a ticket with us. Just let us know what you want to talk about on that training, and we can route you to the appropriate member of our team. Costs of Panther payments. So the cost of Panther payments, just 2.8% processing fee on all credit cards. So unlike other processors, we don't charge extra or have hidden fees for interchange, authorization, monthly, quarterly fees. It's all just the standard flat 2.8% fee. And if you wanted to set up a time, if you're currently using a different processor, a lot of the times I have customers send me over their monthly statements for that processor, so I can help them identify where they might be getting hurt with some of those hidden fees. Is it different for credit card or ACH? Yeah, so credit card is that 2.8%, and ACH currently is 1% of the transaction. How many payment plans can we have? You can have unlimited. You can set as many payment plans as need be in the system. We can support that. Should I stop taking checks if I'm on Panther payments? My short answer would be yes. In conversations that I have with customers, there's always the pain of waiting for a check or it gets lost in the mail, or it takes longer to clear. When you're getting set up with Panther payments, one of the biggest key value props that we have too is our deposit time. We typically see 2 to 3 business day turnaround time when it comes to depositing the money into your account. Some other processors can take up to 5 business days. So we want to make sure you have that cash flow so you can run your business efficiently. Is there a limit to how many electronic signatures we can request? No, there's no longer a limit on that. Can you upload your own template for signature? You cannot, unfortunately, upload it, but that being said, you can easily just have that template saved that you want to use in your Word document, and then just delete the open areas where you would want your information to route into, and then you can save that into PracticePanther. So you kind of can upload it, but you have to build it out a little bit first. Super easy. And again, if you need any training on that or anything like that, just open up a ticket. We're happy to assist. If we send out the engagement letters on Word, there's no way for that information to automatically be uploaded to the new contact. Yeah, that's correct. It would have to be powered through PracticePanther, but you can save that Word document into your system, and then you'll have it easily able to use that document moving forward, and can populate information into that. Can I resend the e-signature doc? Yeah, you can absolutely send a nudge to them so that they can be reminded to fill out that e-signature. Okay, so it looks like we have some questions left that we're not going to be able to get to. But like I said, I promise we will follow up with those outstanding questions, as well as a recording of this webinar, and we'll be in touch in general just to get any sort of feedback. Feel free to reach out to us. But we have come up on time, and I do greatly appreciate everyone hopping in today and discussing how PracticePanther is able to help provide that full suite of products to run your business smoothly. We will be in touch. We'll follow up with everyone with these outstanding questions, as well as a recording. So I greatly appreciate everyone hopping on again, and we will speak soon. Thank you so much, everyone.